Hello, beloved. I thank you so much for your time and I thank you for joining me on the Prophetic Vessel Show. This will be your message from God, Ra, Allah, Source, the Divine. I'm grateful for your time. To those whom are keen or interested in becoming members of my Patreon, on my Patreon, I do offer weekly sign readings for $10 per month based on love as well as spiritual path. I also offer on my Patreon personal readings. For $50 per month, you get a personal reading from me every month based on love, spiritual path, career, and finances, as well as ancestral messages. I also now offer one-on-one sessions slash life coach sessions. Those will be once off and not monthly. You can only book me for those directly via my email, which will be listed in my description box below, as well as the link to my Patreon if you'd rather join my Patreon instead. You can also join my Patreon by typing what is on the screen via Google, search it, and it'll lead you to my Patreon website. All right, my beloved Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and North Node placements. All right, as well as Mercury. I hope I said that. All right, let us tap in and talk to God. This will be your current energy reading for the month of April 2024. All right, Scorpio. We have the Eight of Pentacles energy. All right. So with the Eight of Pentacles here, I am seeing here that, Scorpio, there's been seeds that you've been planting on earth. There's been um, active harvesting that you've been doing here, meaning you've been manifesting and calling in the reality that you want for yourself and doing everything in order to get to that point of your life, right? So everything that you've done up to this point, I do see here that you are really well on your way to that path. Like everything is in alignment, in order. You are having the right approach to life at this time. You're in the right energy, all right? With the world reversed here, it's like you have lived a life where you've seen what you want in life and what you don't want, right? There's someone that knows themselves with ultimate discernment. You are able to completely discern who you are in the world that you're in, and you are therefore within that discernment understanding that, you know what, this is not what I want, this is what I want. You know exactly who you are and what you want, and you are striving to get to that point of life where you have what you want, but at least you will get there knowing who you are. You know how many people live life not knowing who they are, therefore not knowing why they even want to go to where they're going to in life. Like they don't know why they're so adamant and actively doing certain things in life, why they want to, there's no purpose linked to their actions. But with you here, I do see it's a purpose driven energy that you're in with the justice here. And because it's rooted in purpose, there will be justice in the end. You will get into alignment with where you are headed, right? It's like you've been actively sowing your seeds and you're going to reap what you've sown, right? I do see though that, it took a long time for you to get to this point of life, right? It's like you know how much slack you owe yourself. Like cut yourself some slack. Like you need to learn to look in the mirror and be proud of the decisions and choices that you made and where they've gotten you. And understand that you're doing just about enough and ultimately your best in that moment to be a better person every day. So the more you apply yourself in life in that energy, you're going to get to a better life. Like ultimately, that's just universal law. That's how spirituality is. You get what you give, right? And because you've been in alignment with your path, you're going to get exactly what you've given, and it has everything to do with justice. Everything's going to be just fine. All right. We have the High Priestess reversed. I do see with the High Priestess reversed energy, it was never your destiny to not know who you are. Like, like back to what I said, there are people that live but die, you know, not living. It's like they lived, but they lived because they had to. Like, we don't choose to live. So it's not easy to get out of here. There's only one way out of here, right? There's no question as to how I want to stop living. Da da da. There's just one way out of this life thing, and you choose every day if you want to just get to a point where you don't resort to not wanting to be a part of life, right? Make your life a better place for yourself, because ultimately that's all that you can do in order for you to be able to live. Like, and there are people that don't live because their lives are filled with so much trauma, tragedy, and pain, so much misery, okay? And it leads them to the darkest paths within themselves, emotionally and mentally, so much so that they're unable to see past certain things in life. They just get stuck there and stuck in that old reality and old paradigm without ever moving forward in a evolved way. There are people that never evolve. Their life just is always the same, and they're always the same because of that as well. They don't become the change that they need in their life, so their life remains the same. They stay in repetitive cycles of trauma and pain and distress, right? All these things. And it's a sad truth when you have to look at the world and say, you know what? It's either I choose to be the same and also be yearning to leave Earth every day because I'm that miserable within myself and I can't even see past my own misery, or you choose to be hopeful and faithful that life will be better as soon as more as you as more as you as long as you do good, and the more you continuously do good and teach yourself that that's the way of living. Like, practice being a good person. You need to practice being a good person. It's like everything is a practice. Prayer is a practice. Fasting is a practice, right? Life is a practice. We need to apply ourselves every day until we are better at living life and being a part of life and coexisting with everyone in it. And I see here that you've been actively applying yourself, right? Actively applying yourself and learning to be a good person. And that takes practice. Okay, being a good person, it takes practice. It's a practice to be good. Once you attain a certain level of being good, the universal law of life is that the frequency that you experience will align yourself with that. It's like the frequency of life. Because you are high vibrational, you attract high vibrational experiences, people, thoughts, emotions, like memories, right? You won't be experiencing anything that works against you, right? Because you're in alignment with something bigger than you in a good way, because you choose every day and practice to be good. We have the King of Swords reversed. Your good energy is coming back to you. The energy you've sent out to the world is coming back to you, right? It's like you are not practicing being good for no reason, right? There were times that you could have really lost your ways and turned out exactly like that person that hurt you. Be the person also that caused you pain, but you chose to practice a different reality, and therefore you will attract a different reality. You could have easily turned out differently, easily, right? But you constantly chose not to be a certain way. Like you chose to be a good person, and because you constantly chose that, that's what you'll receive in the end. You'll be good. Your life will be okay with the justice, and you were never meant to not be tapped into life the way you're tapped into life. There was no other way for you to do life outside of the way that you're doing it currently. So you're in your purpose here. You're in alignment. All right, Scorpio. We have the Five of Cups reversed. Like, God wants you to reflect, like take a little bit of time and actually reflect on all the things that you've been through and what you've made it out of. Like, you've made it out of so much. You have no idea But most people don't make it out of the things that you've made it out of. Most people stay in the cycles, right? They stay in the trauma. They stay in the curses. They stay in all these energies of life. And they never attract new energy for themselves. They never are able to call in and manifest anything new for themselves, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, right? They just stay in the same element. But someone like you who's transmuted the energy of life to its highest good, that energy is coming back to you. We have the Tower. It's like you must understand what you've transmuted here. Imagine something terrible was meant to happen to you, right? If you weren't a good person. And then because you constantly choose to be a good person, that terrible thing doesn't happen to you. Or even if it does, it works in your favor, meaning it was meant to be terrible, but it doesn't turn out like that. You understand what I'm saying? It's like God will always get you out of it because you let your ego go, right? You let your ego go. We have the King of Pentacles. And because you let your ego go, God can work through you and work with you and work for you and give your ancestors the permission to do the same thing for you in the spirit realm. All right. When you surrender and just choose to be a good person, good things happen, Scorpio. And you're in the season of receiving good things. Like good, like literally your life is gonna be so good. You're getting that energy back. Like it's your energy, you're just getting it back. It's like reflect back to that energy of reflection. God wants you to actually take the time to think about so many of the people and the things that are of the past and understand that, you know what, you've cleansed yourself from that energy and rid yourself of any karmic energies that might have lingered in your past, right? Now you're a new person and you're entering a new reality. All right, Scorpio. We have the Fool here. It's like every day I do see that you were taking leaps of faith in your life. Like every day you would constantly choose, right, to be a certain way or do certain things or say certain things or act in certain ways. Like you choose how to be, right? You choose your reality in the way that you approach life. And I do see it with the Fool. You literally kept choosing to be a good person blatantly, like because you were intentionally wanting good things to happen and good things will and are. We have the Three of Cups. There's going to be so much to celebrate. You have no idea. There's going to be so much to celebrate. There's going to be so much to look forward to. There's going to be so much of days where you feel like, you know what, oh my God, like I can't believe my life, right? Because this is the energy you attracted in for yourself and manifested it because you stood on the vibration of being good, a good person, and attracted in high vibrations because of the good energy, high frequency, high wavelength. And those that's in the spirit realm, and how that manifests in the physical is like you start to have good days, good thoughts, good emotions, right? Start to feel good within yourself, all right, even if things around you aren't good, right? It's like things are working in your favor here. We have the Page of Swords reversed. It's like all the evil eye has been reversed in your life with the Page of Swords being reversed here. Everything has backfired, right? So things were supposed to happen to you, situations were supposed to happen. Like there's so much that was meant to go wrong, but it didn't because everything backfired and now things are going in your favor, right? And with the Page of Swords being reversed here, it's like that evil eye energy has never touched you. You constantly transmuted it. Bad energy, bad people, bad thoughts, bad emotions, you transmute it to its highest vibration. You literally take it out of the darkness and bring it upon the light, all right? We have the Queen of Swords reversed. Okay, so with the Queen of Swords being reversed, it's like that energy again of like things could have happened so wrongly here, or in ways that um worsen your life, or put you in a situation where you feel hopeless and faithless, right? um it's like all that energy that could have touched you. It's like it's not that you weren't around bad people or bad energy, you just learned how to transmute it. Like you learned how to harness it differently so that it does different things other than hurt you and cause you pain. You took the pain and you turned it into literal power. Like you literally transmute. That's how it goes, right? That's common information. We have judgment reversed. And because you always stood in that energy, any person that tried to call judgment upon your life through negativity or weapons formed, it backfired. That's why you are where you are and you are who you are. We have the strength reversed. And it's not to say it didn't take everything out of you to be this person and get to this point, but only you and God know the journey you walked. You can't explain it to anyone or everyone or anything like that, or even seek to be understood in that sense. No, just live your life in your truth and in your purpose. And the relationship that you have with God is the relationship that you have with God. Always understand that. We have the Nine of Swords reversed. Furthermore, Scorpio, just also understand that you'll be okay. Like whatever you went through, whatever you're going through, the outcome will always be in your favor. You'll overcome. Like everything will be okay. All right. All right, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, North Node, and Mercury placements. This was your current energy reading for the month of April 2024. I thank you so much for your time and I thank you for joining me. Goodbye.